Time now is 5:45, and we want to dig a little deeper into the election results.
Yeah, we got Brandon McGinley from the Post-Gazette joining us. And Brandon, the first question I want to ask you is, a lot of people are wondering, as the Trump transition team gets into place here, do you believe that the Democrats should have moved President Biden away a little bit earlier? Would that have made a difference for Kamala Harris?
Yeah, Kamala Harris had to run a campaign as a sprint instead of a marathon.
Yeah.
And so there's no question that she began behind the 8 ball. And I think that one of the things that Democrats are going to second guess is the extent to which Biden's decline had been kind of swept under the rug in order to try to boost his chances, and it turned out in the long run to make it much harder for someone to replace him.
We saw some very wealthy donors and supporters for Donald Trump, Elon Musk being one of them. What kind of influence can we expect those donors to have in this administration moving forward?
I'd say very significant, and I would say there's folks like Elon who are big donors who more or less funded and to some degree ran the entire Get Out the Vote operation. So you have the wealthy donors, but I think that in the long run, at least as important as their wealth is the fact that Trump has brought around himself what you might call at least an attempt at a kind of counter-establishment. And Elon Musk would be an example of that in the business world. But you have someone like Dana White from UFC. You have a group of folks who have kind of glommed onto the movement, who think that it's their chance to, yes, wield influence, perhaps for their own ends, perhaps for other, political or public ends. But I think there's a sense that Trump can replace the folks who have traditionally wielded power, not just in the public, but in the private sectors.
Yeah.
Let's talk about what motivated people to vote for President Trump. We talk about inflation, we talk about the economy, and we also talk about, are you better off than 4 years ago? We heard that time and again from him. Do you think that made a difference in his overall numbers?
Yeah, I mean, there's no question that at the end of the day, people voted with their pocketbooks. They had a sense that 4 years ago they were better off than now, and that ultimately, I think, was the final answer for folks. I would add, however, that I think that it could have been survivable for the Democrats if a lot of folks who especially were more working class felt that the Democrats were more aligned with them on cultural issues. I think there's absolutely a sense that not only were Democrats not really didn't show as much visible care for their economic situation as they'd like, but also that they seemed to not really care for their cultural interests, for their concerns about changes in society and so on.
All right, Brandon, we have lots more questions for you. So don't go anywhere. You're going to join us again next hour, and we'll talk again. But Brandon McGinley from the Post-Gazette, we appreciate it very much.